You want to know the exact moment I became the monster they feared? It wasn't when I cast my first spell, or when I donned the crown of shadows. It was the night I realized that love, true love, was the cruelest magic of all. They say every fairy tale begins with once upon a time, but mine started with shattered mirrors and a storm that tore apart the sky. I am Morgana of Elysia, once called daughter, once called princess, once branded as the evil queen. But before you judge me based on the stories you think you know, let me reveal the truth. My father, King Frederick, loved me dearly, but was afraid of what I might become. Snow White, beautiful, flawless Snow White, my greatest love, and ultimately, my greatest betrayal. They wished for me to be normal, to hide my gifts, to smile and bow while priests like Father Malachar plotted my downfall. That night, I went to the mirror chamber, the ancient glass that had belonged to my grandmother, the one that showed not reflections but truths. I stood before it, and I asked the question that would damn us all. But magic refuses to be hidden, and power demands to be wielded. When they forced me to choose between being loved and being true to myself, I chose myself. I became the villain in their story because I refused to be the victim of mine. I embraced the shadows they feared, wielded the magic they condemned, and yes, I became the evil queen. They had made me a prisoner of their expectations, a puppet dancing to their political games. But power would make me the one pulling the strings. If they wanted to treat me like a chess piece, I would become the queen who controlled the entire board. The rest, as they say, is history. Sometimes the only way to break free from a cage is to become something too dangerous to contain. I became the evil queen the night I realized that in their version of the story, I was never meant to be happy. I was meant to be useful, compliant, grateful for whatever scraps of affection they threw my way. So I wrote my own ending, and if that made me a monster, then at least I was a monster of my own making. This is my confession, my testimony, my truth. Welcome to the Shadow Realm, where fairy tales turn into tragedies, and tragedies become stories of redemption. I am Morgana, and this is how I earned my crown. You want to know the exact moment I became the monster they feared? It wasn't when I cast my first spell, or when I donned the crown of shadows. It was the night I realized that love, true love, was the cruelest magic of all.
My dearest Morgana, tonight I saw you again, so regal, so distant, dancing in the grand hall as if nothing had ever changed. But I know better. I see the girl I once loved, the girl who believed in magic and love with all her heart. And I wonder, do you still remember those nights in the woods, the whispers of spirits, the reckless magic? Do you long for her? The girl who believed in love, in magic, in the impossible? Tonight, I am haunted by what I have lost. The girl I betrayed, the sister I failed, the love I destroyed. I wish I could undo everything, reach into the past and hold you again, tell you I was wrong, tell you I still believe in us. But I know I cannot. All I have are these memories of nights in shadows, of forbidden rituals, of love that once burned brighter than the stars. And tonight, Morgana, I hold on to that faint hope that somewhere deep inside, the girl I love still lives, that she is waiting, buried beneath years of silence and regret, longing for the moment she can wake up and remember who she truly is. Because I believe that girl, your girl, still exists, somewhere beneath the layers of duty and pain. And if I could, I would reach out tonight, a trembling hand, a desperate whisper, and I would kiss you again, Morgana, as the sister who still loves you fiercely, no matter how far apart we have grown. Yours, forever haunted and longing, Snow White.
My dearest Morgana, if you are reading this, then the moment has finally come. After 7 long years of silence, I find myself compelled to speak to you one last time. For these years, I have watched from the shadows, hiding in exile far from the realm, waiting silently for the right moment to warn you. I left because I saw the chaos Malakar was weaving, an upheaval born of greed, manipulation, and reckless ambition. The realm must be reborn through fire and shadow. You are the vessel. The mirror waits. The face you see in it will be your destiny, and your fate will shape the future of all. Seraphina, keeper of balance and secrets.
My Morgana, tonight I see you, dancing among the nobles, wearing your crown like a mask. And all I can see is the girl I once knew. Fierce, wild, unbroken. The girl I taught to wield the dark forces, to taste the sacred mushrooms, to unlock the ancient magic buried deep within. I remember those nights in the forest, 7 years ago, when everything was raw, dangerous, and full of promise. We believed love could conquer anything, that magic could free us from the chains of fear and prejudice. And I saw what they did to you, how they forced you into a gilded cage, how your days were filled with heavy duties and your nights with pretense. I saw how your smile was a mask, how your eyes flickered with pain beneath the surface. Your smile is a thin veneer over a heart that is heavy with unspoken truths. I watched as they announced your engagement, a political duty, a cage you did not choose. I saw the weight pressing down on you, crushing the very breath from your lungs. And I wondered, does some part of you still remember those nights in the woods? I do not know if you remember the girl you once were, the girl who believed in magic and love with every fiber of her being. I hope some part of her still lives inside you, buried beneath layers of obligation and pain. I hope that somewhere that girl is still waiting for a moment when you can wake up and remember who you are. Until then, I carry these memories of nights in the woods, of forbidden magic, of love that defied everything, and hold on to the fragile hope that somehow, someday, that love might find its way back to us. Yours, always, Alistair.
My dark soul, it's only I, alongside your dark lord, who dares to weave the threads of this grand nightmare. Every betrayal, every shattered trust, every tear shed in agony. The mirror of the ancients must be awakened now before her resolve crumbles and her innocence shatters beyond repair. Remember this, the mirror is the key. Its power will unlock her true face, the face of the evil queen, and once she sees it, her destiny will be written in shadows and fire. Yours in shadows, Malakar, the one who guides the darkness.